quite a bit of money at this game. He has certainly done well. He's a multiple-time GSL champion. He's won major international events, and he always seems to make it into the last of the quarterfinals, the semifinals, the finals of every major tournament that he jumps into.
Certainly. But Symbol is no slouch. Took out Seed in the GSL. He has got some very defensive, very powerful defensive skill, real tenacity to stay into the game and make that combo work for him. Game is starting now in Cloud Kingdom. MC versus Symbol.
That's right. We're ready to jump into the map right here, so we'll see what both these players can offer. Here it comes. Game number 1 of this best of 3 between Symbol and MC.
IPL 5. Welcome to IPL 5, Cloud Kingdom.
That's right. Down here at the bottom left-hand corner, we have our red Zerg player from Team SCV Life. He is...
TSL Symbol.
There he is, looking very intense. And he has to concentrate quite a bit because his opponent is one of the very best Protoss players in the world. Here he is in the top right-hand corner. Our blue Protoss player, Obama Toss himself. He is...
SKMC.
This guy has been around forever and is still one of the most popular players in the world. Well-deserved, too.
Now, it's very ironic. Symbol is in Team TSL, Team SCV Live, but he's Zerg. And MC, he's in Team SK, which means Goed Commandos, and he's not Terran. Sorry, I missed the briefing where IPL said I can't make bad jokes.
No, that's puns are encouraged here. You should know this by having watched any of our casts in the past. Yeah, but I mean, you know, TSL kind of made sense whenever they had, you know, players like Alive and Polt dominating everything. But then as time has gone along, their Zerg players are reigning supreme. They're kind of token Protoss player that was around for a while, just switched to League of Legends and Ori. So they still have a very strong Zerg component, though. And
the way the TSL players practice often is just a lot on the ladder and a lot in various international leagues. Like a lot of the Playham tournaments. It's actually one of the sponsors of this league as well, of the IPL 5, Playham. They play a lot of the Playham dailies in Europe, so they play on the Europe server and still kick ass. So that's kind of like playing basketball with a metal ball, or trying to do the marathon with a chain and ball on your leg. And then finally, when you're unleashed at a tournament like this, suddenly full power being shown.
It worked for Hyun, though. He competed. I mean, the Playham casters were actually joking that they were basically giving Hyun a salary. He was winning so many of the NA and EU Playham dailies. Then he decided to take his salary and up it a little bit by just winning every IPL Fight Club. But as it stands now, let's go ahead and take a look at these builds. Did start with a 14 pool for Symbol into a hatch afterwards. Not too big of a surprise out of both these players yet. Actually, do we have? Yes, we do have gas income coming in for Symbol. So we're going to see something a little bit out of the ordinary here. Now, is it going to be a strong roach all in? Is it going to be just a tech heavy play? Is he going to throw a complete curveball at us and go mute us? Only time will tell.
And MC, of course, open up with the Nexus first, going with the cannon just in time. And the first thing to see always is, does the Protoss skip that Zealot or does he make it? The current metagame right now, we do see it being produced a lot. If you do make that Zealot and immediately follow it up with a Stalker, you cannot chrono boost your probes as assiduously. So it means that you will be trying to go for some kind of harassment where you try to do some damage. Now for Symbol, he definitely diverged from the usual. We usually see a 4-minute third being created. Symbol, however, he has been mining gas. He got that spawning pool upgrade metabolic boost, which means he will have speedlings, and he's still mining with 1 drone from the extractor. Now, we see 2 paths diverging from here usually. We can see a drone going to the third, which means he'll just have a delayed third when we'll make extra drones on 2 bases, or we can see some kind of all-in.
Yeah, and so far the drone has not made its way over to the third, although I do see something creeping over there now. Will he be able to take out this probe, though, before it's able to make its way over to the third? No, it looks like it's just going to be a little bit too slow, and it is going to see, in fact, that this drone is only just now dropping down a hatchery. Now, that should send up a red flag to MC right now. He knows something is up. He doesn't know that it's exactly gas right now. He doesn't know that speed is on the way at the moment, but he can start to formulate a little bit better plan now that he has exact knowledge of when that third's going up.
Yeah, and because the third is so late, MC wants to know if it's a fake out or not. And now, because there's no Naga Tower coverage by Symbol, he's able to slip another probe past there. And why is MC walking through the middle, not going for that third? He wants to be on in an intersection course with any potential roaches moving out now from the natural or the main base of Symbol. So, not seeing roaches, this is the exact timing that you're checking for that. That tells MC it's okay, okay, you're not doing an all-in.
Yeah, so I mean, he's got a pretty good idea of what his opponent's up to now. He's going to go ahead and make that Void Ray. That'll help him clear out a couple of Overlords across the map. Now, of course, Symbol has picked up on this right away. He's got that Overlord that's kind of sitting above. He sees what's being created. Of course, the Stargate does give you a dead giveaway as to what's being made inside. It actually physically shows you the unit in the middle of the Stargate.
Yep. Kind of funny. I wonder why they did that, but it's
just that structure.
Mechanic. Yeah, just that structure, nothing else.
Well, anyway, we'll see what MC wants to do to follow this up, though. He does have +1 weapons on the way. He just actually started that up, and he's got his additional gateways coming up now. Now, on the other hand, we already see 2 evolution chambers put down. There we go. Spore crawlers are being added, so he is going to remain diligent, make sure that he's not going to die to these Void Rays. But we do have Phoenixes following this up, so it's not like MC is just making one air unit and then stopping and switching over to something else.
Yeah, it's very textbook play here by MC. I'm not sure if he made the Stargate when he realized that there was no quick third by Symbol, but it's very usual against this late third to go open up with a Stargate so that you have the Void Ray against any potential Roach Rush. And you can also do some kind of map control, get those air units out, and we take a look at MC still making probes, which means he'll be following this up with a third base.
Okay, so we'll see when he decides to put that up. He does already have a few units over there. Just make sure that there's no Overlords in play. Nothing's going to distract him.
Ooh, does MC know about this in the top left? No. I thought like he had such a good game sense of where Symbol will be sending all his Overlords that he was going to find it. It was the only Overlord who had the courage and the temerity to still go into the map, even as every other Overlord was being called home. But it will be getting away with that for now.
Maybe it will be called forth later on to do some valiant scouting, but for now, it just remains hidden in the top left-hand corner. All right, so there are a few additional Spore Crawlers that are being created. This Void Ray would be able to take those out pretty quickly, but now there's enough Queens rallied in that it's going to be a little bit more difficult for MC to get things done. Nice shot picking up one of those Queens, but now he's within range of the Spore Crawler. He picks off one of the Queens eventually, and he's actually going to get himself a second around the side.
Very nice by MC, and he can pick up more Queens there. I feel like this is a bit of a mistake by Symbol to try and save one Queen and then just throw good money after bad, and loses those 2 Queens even though they were being protected by the Spore. Now suddenly it's a great result for MC. You know how many Queens Symbol has?
0. That is staggering. He's producing 4 at a time right now, but his injects are critically delayed. He has no response to what's in the air right now. He just has to hope that they would fly over any sort of Spore Crawlers that are already in play.
Slow reaction here by MC. He's going to lose all his sentries immediately. Oh, that's terrible. He had all the good cards in his hand. He had Zealots and Sentry. He didn't need to even lose a single unit there, but a moment of inattention as this high multitask demanding strategy of harassing with air while doing tech, defending, making a third, and all that, picking up with the Phoenixes and so on, cost him.
Yeah.
Maybe cost him the lead in this game.
It could very well have. I mean, because now his opponent is in a relatively decent position. He's re-injecting. He's back on 4 bases, 4 hatcheries. Yeah, he's got decent economy. If MC had been able to get away there, sent back home, he would have been fine. Had he cut those links in half, he would have kept almost every one of those units alive.
Yeah.
Things would have been in a lot better position for him. But as it stands now, MC did throw away a bit of that lead once again.
Yeah, that was a real pity for MC, but nice pickup there by Symbol. He tried. Those who try do often get such advantages, more so than the ones that don't. So Symbol wanted to live without regrets. He tried.
I have no regrets. Well, the Zerglings are surrounding the now completed Nexus. They're going to do a little bit of damage. This is permanent damage that's being done now, and it is actually pretty substantial, so a follow-up to this will make this a lot easier to kill. Missed force fields from MC there. He's actually missed a couple of those. That does allow the Zerglings to get by and scout the Colossi that are on the map.
And this is a very scary decision here by Symbol. He's chosen to use that big gas bank to go for Mutalisk here. I find this extremely unusual. Mutalisk, usually not the unit of choice, especially not when it's been so scrappy and when you've seen the amount of Phoenixes on the field already. But what he has also seen is killing a lot of sentries. He knows MC will remake sentries. He's seen tons of zealots, and he's seen the Colossus as well. So MC making almost purely an army that cannot attack air and has stopped Phoenix production. Symbol tries to capitalize on that.
He's moving back into Phoenix production now, so he's going to need those pretty quickly. And the units are actually flying overhead,
no.
but now the Phoenixes are closing, and you see how quickly they go through light units. They actually deal double damage to light units there, and the units just evaporated. The Phoenixes are more than enough to take those out. There are reinforcements making their way in now, but so far these Mutalisks have not been cost effective.
Yeah, with that restarted Phoenix production, sure the Void Ray went down, but we've got 5 Phoenixes on the field and more coming up. That's actually, I think it's a lifeline really that's being thrown here towards, oh, nice Fungal, but it's being thrown towards MC.
Yeah.
I kind of get the idea, one Infestor plus Mutas, you try and lure the Phoenix out of position, fungal them and kill them off, but that only works if you have 15 Mutalisks. The way he threw them away there at the third, with the Guardian Shield protecting the Phoenix and so on, it's about as bad as it could possibly go for Symbol. Now, will Symbol have the time to use his 5 bases, his 90 drones, to try and get back into this game, or will MC just hit a very strong timing now already?
Well, there's almost no army on the map. 48 Lings is going to evaporate to 2 Colossi that are sitting around with a couple of decent force fields. And then he's got 10 Zealots that are ready behind that as well. Probes are being pulled off the line to deal with this. The Photon Cannons actually are under fire. Fungal Growths are forced to be used on Phoenixes, and that means that the rest of the army is just not being touched at all. This base finally is going to get cleaned up here. The Zerglings will die, but this is going to come at the cost of at least 1 hatchery from Symbol. He has almost nothing to defend against this giant army coming down from MC.
And in the meantime, the Zerglings cleaned up everything at the third base of MC. Some probes got away. MC also had to trade some probes because he actually had no supply to warp in Zealots. The Zerglings keep winning against these warped in Zealots because they take a lot of damage as they warp in. But in the meantime, can Symbol hold this off? He's got 5 Infestors, he's got a number of Corruptors here and a good amount of Zerglings. I feel like MC is overstretching a little bit here. He doesn't have enough unit to back this up. And this entire army is already in the yellow. Symbol cleaning up here. And he still has that base on the bottom right.
Yeah, you remember those 12 or 13 units that he warped him back to defend his third? That's not in his army up at the front right now, and those units may have been enough to turn the tide. But as it stands, Symbol is able to defeat that big army up at the front, defeat it convincingly, and there's GG. So MC goes down in game number 1. Symbol jumps up to a 1-0 start.
In a game that probably leaves many fans wondering whether the optimal efficiency was reached for both players here. Very ugly game, as the reinforcements that MC needed in the attack were being used defensively, and then even still weren't enough.
And I think Symbol's face just a second ago said it all. He had the most disgusting look of just, oh God. Huh? Yeah. That was a very weird game from start to finish. I mean, when it came to that last engagement, there was a moment though when MC just had, we talked about it, he was on 8, 9, 10 gateways, something like that, and he had to warp in about 3 different times back at his third. Those were all units he could have used up at the front. Those were all units that he could have used to bring down the hammer on his opponent. Definitely. He kills 1 base, but then can't do anything else.
Yeah. And it comes down and back a bit to MC. I mean, it's all about who makes the biggest mistake, and who makes the last mistake. MC's mistake really here is, and also an unforced mistake, was the fact that he lost 8 Zealots and 4 Sentries to 30 Zerglings or so, where he could have lost nothing at all. And yeah, that was really, I think, the point where he lost it. It's very hard for Protoss to bounce back from those kind of sentry losses. I didn't want to call it yet. But, and of course, MC had a lot of opportunity to come back into it.
He did.
He countered the Mutalisk like that, like swatting away a fly.
Yeah, exactly. And that was, when you think about it, there were 16 Mutos that were created. That's 1,600 minerals, 1,600 gas that's poured into that. That is a ton of resources. That sets your tech back very far. Those could have been infestors. Those could have been anything else. MC deflecting those so efficiently, you think he would have had a good follow-up to it. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to make it work. Looks like Ohana is going to be our next map, though. That is MC's pick. I'm not terribly surprised about this.
I'm super surprised by it.
Are you?
I usually, you know, if I had a choice, I'd remove this map. It wouldn't be my first pick, but definitely wouldn't be the map to play. But Korean Protoss are very good on this map.
That's right, yeah. I mean, and MC's style especially. He can execute a Sentry Immortal all-in really well on this map. He can do something that's designed to split his opponent's third away before the Destructible Rocks go down. So there are opportunities here for MC to be aggressive, and when in doubt, MC is usually aggressive.
Yeah, definitely. There's no doubt about it, actually, in fact. In the meantime, the in-game chat, Sugo, I mean, it's well done, you know, good job. And MC said, probably jokingly, circling Imba, circling Saki.
And, well, they were certainly in that case, especially, Zerglings are a little bit Imba when you don't pay attention to them and you let them kill everything you have.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just waiting.